If you've decided to replace the R171 SLK pump, part number 171-800-0148, or as it shows on the pump, that's not the actual part number, 171-800-0030. That really is the same pump, just different number put on the pump, meaning the manufacturer puts a different number on there. Herbiger, the manufacturer, puts a different number on there than what Mercedes actually calls it. Same thing. Anyway, if you're deciding to replace this pump, then either you have a problem with it already, or you're working on the cylinders at the same time and you realize that it is smart to deal with everything in one wash, because these SLK pumps do have a limited lifespan, or service lifespan, put it that way. Obviously, you know that Top Hydraulics manufactures but remanufactures these pumps, makes them better than new inside. This is how we ship them. We ship them filled with fluid and with plugs in the ports. So this is all plug and play if the only problem in your car is the pump right now. Now, if you've decided to replace the pump, then you've probably already created access to this pump, meaning remove trim panels. We do have a video on trim panel removal, but didn't want to make this particular video here too long by showing you everything over again. So again, if you need instructions on trim removal, please find that video in our playlist of R171 do-it-yourself videos. Now, the pump is mounted up here, fastened with two Torx T30 bolts, and it's held in the mounting bracket with two rubber mounts. It is attached to the wiring harness with 4 lugs that are clearly labeled, meaning the 2 big ones, red and black, go here on the plus and minus lugs, and there's the 2 temperature sensor lugs that don't matter in which direction, whether you reverse them or not. Over here we happen to have the green-yellow wire towards the rear of the car and the brown-yellow towards the front. And again, as you saw, red wire towards the front, black wire towards the rear. That leaves us with the connector on the solenoid here. If you pull really hard on it, you're not going to achieve all that much. The most elegant way typically to get this one disconnected is with a small flat screwdriver, prying in and pushing up. Well, I didn't do that very well because I kind of cracked this, so we actually want to use a larger screwdriver, and I'll just have to salvage this situation right now. I showed you how not to do it. Hang on, let me get a larger screwdriver and show you how it should have been done. So I've shown you how to kind of damage this connector. It's not a big deal, but that's not nice. If we get a pump like this, we will, depending on how much damage is on the connector, may or may not need to replace it. The smarter way to go is with at least a 1/4 inch screwdriver lever in here and turn counterclockwise, meaning lever in the upper corner here, turn counterclockwise, and your connector will come out. Now we're down to replacing the hoses on the bottom. We turn the pump, and if we're smart, put some plastic under the pump in case there's a leakage anywhere. Then we take our 3mm Allen wrench and we remove 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bolts that hold 3 hose retaining plates in place. Don't worry, you're not going to mix these up because every single hose has a number printed on it that matches what's engraved on the pump. For example, hose 53 is engraved as number 53 over here, and so on and so forth. The way we ship the pump from Top Hydraulics is with yellow or plastic plugs in there. And so what we would like you to do is to remove the hoses as you go here, and then plug this up before you even take the pump out all the way. Let me explain by example. We'll take the first couple bolts out. These bolts are out. Put them in a safe place. Ideally a magnetic dish. Oops, and there we go. There was a little back pressure, and I need a paper towel really fast here. Got it. Good thing we had a plastic bag under here. There was back pressure on this hose because our trunk lid just came down. That had previously been propped up still, held up by pressure. Okay, after that little mishap, dabbed up the extra fluid, and may as well keep going while the hands are oily. We removed 3 hoses, and the pump comes with a bag with extra plugs. We just put the plugs into place and secure them again. Now, normally there would not be any pressure on these hoses. As we were filming, we were working on the trunk lid and did things out of sequence, and that trunk lid came down on us as I was just removing these hoses. That would not normally happen if your trunk lid wasn't open, if it was closed already. So we now just fasten these bolts again and keep going this way. If you do this as you go for all these hydraulic line ports, then your pump won't leak at all, even during return shipment, and it's really safe to ship it back this way. I don't want to bore you with taking every single bolt out now, so let's just fast forward taking all the hose. I'll take all the hoses out, then we'll reinstall them in the new pump, and we'll pick up from there. And this may very well be how sometimes Top Hydraulics gets back pumps that are oily inside, if people weren't careful while taking the hoses off. If the oil ran down the motor, as it just did for me, and if people had a lot more oil running down the side of the motor, getting into the motor, that would ultimately ruin the motor. So don't do what I did. Have plenty of paper towels ready as you start. Okay, we have all the hoses back in place. Now we just hook ourselves up again electrically. That is, put the connector for the solenoid back in. Come on, you can do it. I had it the wrong way. And as I mentioned before, it doesn't matter in which order these two temperature sensor leads are in there, but it does matter in which direction the motor turns. So red towards the front and black towards the rear. Am I right? Or did I mess that up? Nope, that is correct. There's a minus sign here, plus sign here. And we have this right. Now we just slide the rubber mounts back into the frame. And we're ready to go. In summary, don't do what I did before. That is, in case part of your top is partially open, partially closed, and there is pressure on the lines, have enough paper towels available to blot up any leakage from those hoses before it runs into the motor. Very important to protect the motor from oil. If you get oil into the motor, it will smoke, and that's not good. Note that the pump is being shipped with the pressure relief valve closed, so nothing you need to do to that. You normally use a 6mm Allen wrench to activate the pressure relief valve. And it takes only one, at the very most, 2 turns to open this valve. Again, you don't have to do that because this is plug and play, and we already mark the valve where it should be a black mark on the valve and on the pump body at the same time. You're getting a pump here that is better than new inside and should far outlast an original one. So the whole job is not difficult at all. It's a little bit time consuming, but nothing seriously difficult about it. You can do it.